is Kcal News, Los Angeles.
Now at noon, former President Trump hits back after the historic decision by a New York jury finding him guilty of 34 charges. Welcome to Kcal News at noon and streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. I'm Rachel Kim in for Amy Johnson. Former President Trump speaking this morning, vowing to fight back, and just over an hour ago, President Biden delivered his first remarks on the outcome of the case. Trump found guilty on all 34 charges. Michael George is outside Trump Tower and has more on the fallout from this historic verdict. Michael.
Well, Rachel, you'll remember 9 years ago, Donald Trump came down the escalator here in Trump Tower behind me and announced he was running for president. Well, today he entered that same lobby, a convicted felon. He calls the trial rigged and politically motivated. Former president and now convicted felon Donald Trump said his team will appeal a New York jury's guilty verdict as he railed against the judge.
We're going to be appealing it on many different things. He wouldn't allow us to have witnesses. He wouldn't allow us to talk. He wouldn't allow us to do anything.
Trump was convicted on all 34 counts of falsifying business records related to a payment his former lawyer, Michael Cohen, made to adult film star Stormy Daniels ahead of the 2016 election to keep her quiet about an alleged sexual encounter. Legal experts say her salacious testimony may be one area the defense targets for appeal.
The defense asked for a mistrial right after that testimony, and I think we can expect to see that again in an appellate brief.
As he has throughout the trial, the presumptive Republican presidential nominee once again claimed without evidence the case was orchestrated by his political rival.
This is all done by Biden and his people.
President Biden, who'd remained silent throughout the trial, pushed back Friday, noting it was a state, not federal case.
Donald Trump was given every opportunity to defend himself, and it's reckless. It's dangerous. It's irresponsible for anyone to say this was rigged just because they don't like the verdict.
Sentencing is set for July 11th, just days before the Republican National Convention. Now, even if Donald Trump gets back in the White House, he can't pardon himself. Presidents can pardon federal crimes, but not state crimes. Reporting live outside Trump Tower, Michael George. Rachel, back to you.
And Michael, the sentencing date has been set for July 11th. That is, of course, 4 days before the Republican National Convention. There are now rumblings, that Republicans want to move the convention up a week to take place ahead of that sentencing. Is that possible?
Well, possible, yes. Likely, no. So far, at least one congressman has called for that, but this is 6 weeks away, and the Republican Party has already poured hundreds of millions of dollars into this. We're talking about convention space, hotel rooms, security, flights. So to shift the entire schedule will be a very difficult prospect. We'll see if more call for that, but so far, only 1 or 2 people have suggested that's a possibility.
Michael George, thank you for all your live coverage this week. And stay with Kcal News and KCalNews.com for continuing coverage of what happens now that former President Trump has been found guilty. And we are streaming 24/7 on CBS News Los Angeles. After the president's comments on the Trump case, Mr. Biden addressed the ongoing negotiations for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. He says Israel has agreed to a new deal and that the pressure is now squarely on Hamas to accept this 3-phase hostage deal.
For months, people all over the world have called for ceasefire. Now it's time to raise your voices and demand that Hamas come to the table, agrees to this deal, and end this war that they began.
President Biden says the proposal is a 3-phase plan that he says would lead to the release of hostages, Israel's withdrawal from Gaza, and a joint effort to rebuild Gaza. The president saying Israel believes it has already achieved its goal of defeating Hamas to appoint the terrorist organization